Hiyo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the DLC tournament thing that we do. What do I call this? I don't know. It's basically a DLC tournament. If you haven't seen it, well, that means it's probably your first time on the channel. And if so, welcome to the channel. Otherwise, let me explain how this goes. Most of you guys know, because a lot of you guys, thank you for always coming back. It's always cool to see you guys. Yeah. Very simple. 100 characters are put into a tournament each day on the channel. I upload one of the matches from the tournament. How the matches turn out, or how do they get played out? Well, basically, I just talk about the two characters, maybe go over some facts, maybe mini moveset pool for how they might work, and then we vote between one of the two. Who would you rather see in Smash Bros. Ultimate for a DLC character? We vote. Since voting is a part of the rules, there's a couple more, and, well, let's just run through those really quickly, shall we? Alright, here we go. Really quick. Rule 1, this is for fun. What does this is for fun really mean? Well, literally, this is for fun. You can vote for whoever you want. You do not have to vote for who's more likely. You can if you want to. That's totally fine. Voting is up to you. Vote whichever way you want to. But just remember, you can vote however you want. It's all good. Next rule, you only get one vote per person. How do you vote? Though, it's simple. Down in the comments, type the name of the character that you are voting for. If you happen to have a difficult time deciding who to vote for, or if you really happen to like both characters, you can vote for both. Totally fine. Just type the word both. But do remember, only one vote per person. The rest of the rules, though, this is a double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times overall in the tournament before being officially eliminated. And then once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual match. If there happens to be a tie in the voting, we will flip a coin on camera, fairest way to break a tie, and then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week. So when the episode first gets uploaded, you have 7 days to get your votes in. If your vote comes in after that, does not count. Simple as that. Alright, those are the rules. Let's go to the rest of the video. Wow, that might have been like the shortest I've ever gone through the rules. I gotta start doing, I just gotta like pre-record one of those, make it extremely short. I should do that, but maybe some other time. But anyway, we have some results to go over from last week's matchup, which was a pretty good matchup. It's a battle of 2 spirits, but 2 really cool, very interesting characters. And the battle, or the matchup from last week was a loser bracket, so somebody's getting eliminated. But the matchup was Dr. Eggman, who was taking on Akira Howard from the Astral Chain game. And, I mean, it wasn't necessarily a blowout, but it wasn't really close. And then the winner ended up being, there we go, Dr. Eggman ended up winning this one. Was I say 47 votes to 31? I mean, I guess that's kind of a blowout. A bit. I mean, 16 votes. Yeah, I guess for this tournament, you could consider that a blowout. Either way, Eggman moves on. Congrats to the villain, to Dr. Eggman himself. Unfortunately, Akira has been eliminated. But if there's real quick, a lot of people that were voting, whether they voted for Akira or Eggman, a lot of people said Akira has a lot of potential for the next game. So it kind of seems like some people, or at least a lot of people in the comments, kind of feel Akira could be one of the potential front runners for the next Smash Bros. Game. So I think starting the characters connecting with a lot of people in terms of playstyle wise. So yeah, myself included, I would love to see Akira. The Legion swapping would be awesome. But congrats, Eggman gets to move on. But speaking of moving on, that's what we have to do as well. Where are we at? Winners bracket. Winners bracket. We got, whew. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting match today. Today's great matchup that we have is Geno from Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the 7 Stars. Yes, that Geno, that spirit. Yes, that one. But his opponent happens to be Spyro the Dragon from the Spyro series, self-titled, right? Or Skylanders, maybe some people would say. This should be an interesting match. So let's start. Who we got first? Geno. Ooh, Geno. Oh man, if you talk Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC and you mention Geno, odds are you're gonna tick some people off, right? Like, Geno can't happen. He's a nobody. He's a one-off character from a game from like 25,000 years ago, right? There's no way he would ever happen. I get the point, you know, but we got to keep in mind what Sakurai said, right? The character doesn't have to be a familiar face. He just has, the character themselves has to be fun and be able, you know, people have to enjoy the style. But then again, you can kind of take that whatever. I might enjoy a character that's on the roster and 50 other people would be like, nah, that's kind of boring. I don't like that character. So, I mean, that's open to interpretation, but maybe what he means, who knows what Sakurai means. He says some stuff. Maybe he means it slightly different, but either way, Geno, he's a very controversial figure in Smash Bros. In the community, right? He is a spirit first and foremost, but remember, for this tournament, who cares? If you like the character, you can vote for it. Would you want to see Geno in Smash Bros. As a DLC character over Spyro the Dragon? Didn't vote for him. It's all good. But Geno. So, from Super Mario RPG, way back on the Super Nintendo, a lot of people kind of consider it one of the better RPG games ever made. And it kind of led... that kind of ultimately led to what Paper Mario would have to say, like the RPG elements of it. So, I guess, am I kind of reaching on that one, or is that ever been kind of like confirmed, or is that just kind of like been a guess in the community? I don't know. It kind of makes sense, right? But it was such a fun game. Yes, the character Geno himself might not be the most vocal, might not be the most expressive? What word is that? Might not have the most expression, but that's the thing. I don't need a character to be all super happy joy or, super angry old man grumps, do I like the character's look first and foremost? Because that's a thing. If you play a game for the first time, whatever it might be, an RPG game, Smash Bros, for example, if you play it for the first time and you look at the roster of characters, and you're like, okay, I might know. Vote for Heavy Weapons Guy. Thank you for your vote. Awesome. I think Heavy's doing pretty well. But if you look at the roster and you look at a character for the first time, especially a fighting game, and you're going to go, alright, if I know some characters, odds are I'll pick them first. But what's next? If you're like, alright, let me try somebody else, right? Let me try somebody else. What are you going to look at? First and foremost, you're going to look at a character design, and that's where a lot of people kind of go, alright, Geno's got a really cool design. He's like this obsessed little puppet who's got a ton of like really cool, interesting like magic spell type attacks. So, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Super Mario RPG. It took me a while to play it. I never played it as a kid, even though I guess my dad owned the Super Nintendo, but I never played it until when it came out on the virtual console or whatever back in, was that the Wii or Wii U or something like that. Finally played it, enjoyed the crap out of it, loved Geno on my team, just like, come on. But I guess just the appeal, for me, the appeal of the character is just kind of like, alright, here's a wooden puppet, possessed, he's got like all sorts of really cool different spells. Geno, he's really obsessed with himself. Obsessed. Geno Beam, Geno Whirl, Geno Blast, Geno Boost, everything is Geno related, right? Geno Flash, Final Smash, Forest, Maze, Easy, like that's where you encounter Geno. So that could make sense for his stage-wise. And plus, Super Mario RPG, I know it's a Square thing, and alright, Square could be a bit stingy when it comes to what they might allow in Smash Bros, or what they might just allow other companies to use in general. Look at Cloud, right? We still only have 2 Final Fantasy tracks. And then look at Hero for Dragon Quest. While it was more than what Final Fantasy got, it was still kind of on the lesser side, right? I think in terms of music tracks overall, wasn't Spirits even on like the lower side, I believe. So, no, there's quite a bit. No, I'd have to check. I'd have to check the music tracks. I don't know. I still think it was on like we'd say the lighter side, I'd have to say. But, yeah, we all know what Square does. But, Geno, I truly do like the character the same way that, in the sense, I like Waluigi. I like the character, how they play. I just like the style, the look of the character. And for me, sometimes that's enough for the character. That's just a lot of stuff. Like, I love how he plays. I love how this and this and this. Geno, to me, is just kind of a character that I can envision being an extremely fun character, just having, like, that moveset that I can just, like, alright, this is exactly how I imagine him playing. Like, when I was thinking of how King K. Rool, before Smash Ultimate started, when I was thinking of King K. Rool's moveset before he got revealed, I was like, if he got in, what would he have? Crown Toss? Check. That Blunderbuss, that was easy. Yep. Got the Jetpack for recovery. That was just kind of obvious. The Boxing Glove with his King Crusher, his boxing alias, He's got the boxing glove for the final. It was just like all that just made so much sense. And when he finally got revealed, it was like that's how I envisioned it. So I don't know. I can just envision Geno in Smash Bros. And maybe he turns out the way I envisioned. I don't know what the point of that story was, but I don't know. I guess the whole point would be his moves are pretty straightforward. If you know anything about the character, you're going to be like, all right, now I know how he's going to play in Smash Bros. And since I kind of think I would understand how he would play, I really would like that play style. There's the point. All right, but Geno, I don't know, Square, yeah. We'll see if that ends up happening. Can Sakurai ever get the the chance to make him playable? Because there's the whole story about Sakurai saying stuff about Geno. But enough about Geno. Move on to his opponent, right? How about another very iconic, very legendary dragon character in gaming history? Good old Spyro the Dragon. Oh man, it started as what PlayStation exclusive. Well, as a timed exclusive, essentially. The Spyro games were there. A lot of people, even though Spyro games were very good, still people. I always hate I hate to make the comparison to Crash Bandicoot all the time, but I mean, if you're gonna talk about Spyro being in Smash Bros, somebody's gonna bring up Crash. You're gonna compare it. They're both not. That's another point. Spyro is not a PlayStation character. There's still people that think that. I understand why, because of his roots and everything. But Activision, the company Activision, owns this character. Spyro, I guess for Crash's sake as well, just so I'll mention it. They've been on multiple Nintendo consoles, whether it was the GameCube, whether it was the Nintendo Switch, whatever it might be. They've been on Nintendo platforms, which is cool because that's still something that people are like, well, if they've never been on a Nintendo console, then they can't be in the game, right? I don't think that really matters too much, but yeah, I mean, look at Joker. Has Joker ever been? I don't play Persona, so never mind. Not gonna go down that road. But Spyro, man, Spyro would be such a phenomenal addition. He's got the cartoonish aesthetics, he's got the look of most Nintendo characters, like Mario, Pikachu, Kirby. He's got like that style. So for me, I brought this up in the past, but for me, that's something cool that I can see that I would go, he just kind of blends in with the roster, right? Just kind of fits. He doesn't stick out like a sore thumb like realistic humans like Snake or Bayonetta or something. They might seem off a little bit, but you can still always tweak them to make them work, right? But Spyro, he's got the moveset. He's a dragon, so let's see real quick. Breathes fire, easy stuff. You could do that for maybe a neutral special. You could do maybe like maybe his neutral air. Maybe he does like a spin in the air, but he breathes like a ring of fire. Or it wouldn't be a ring of fire, but he just kind of breathes fire and it just kind of goes in a circle. Be a pretty cool neutral attack. He's got his wings. You could use that for like a back air, kind of Corrin. How about that? Corrin, how Corrin jets the wings backwards. So Spyro could have the same sort of move there for a back air. Got the horns, got a headbutt. Side special could end up being him doing a head charge. Basically lowers his head and just charges straight across the field. He does have other let's see. Well, he's got claws. Swipe and claw at people. Easy stuff for your little jab combo, I suppose. He's got his tail. You could use that for like a down tilt or, I don't know, down air maybe. I suppose that could work. I mean, there's a Spyro moveset is not an issue whatsoever, right? I would love to see Spyro finally, be in a game that pits him against other gaming icons. Mario and Kirby and all that, I would love to see that. Because, I mean, like, I grew up on Nintendo consoles, and I had my best friend growing up played on PlayStation. Crash and Spyro. So it was always like, nah, Mario's better. No, Crash and Spyro are better. And it was always kind of like that friendly competition. But now we could potentially get that. And real quick to mention on the whole Skylanders thing again. Skylanders pretty much started the whole Toys to Life thing that Nintendo ended up kind of using for their motivation for their amiibos. Which, can we get a Spyro amiibo? I mean, if he comes to the game, right, we have to get one, right? We're still waiting for the first Fighter Pass characters for their amiibo. Nintendo, can you at least announce it? Please? Please? I want to buy them. I will give you my money right now. Right now. But, I mean, so the point was that Nintendo actually had their own couple Skylander figures. Bowser had one, and Donkey Kong had one. So how about, I don't know, just flip the table and give us a Spyro amiibo, put Spyro in Smash Bros. I'd be all for it. I'd be so game for that. You give me a chance to add Spyro, I'm not going to say no. But for this matchup, I'm going to say I'll take the other guy instead. I'm a bigger Geno fan overall. And besides, if it came down to, say, okay, this is going to sound weird, but if it came down to either Square Enix or Activision getting a character, it would go, the 4 characters for me would be Crash, Spyro, Sora, Geno. And in the specific order, I would say Crash would be number 1, Sora would be number 2, Geno 3, and then Spyro. So Spyro's kind of the odd man out there. I would still love if he gets in. No arguments, no complaints. So, I mean, he's not even the number 1 character from his series. From his series, yes. But from his company that I'd want to see. Although, you could say the same thing. Sora's the number 1 character that I'd like to see from Square. I don't know if that would happen. Don't know if Geno would happen. Probably not, but it's all good. I'm still voting Geno. I'm a fan of him. Have been ever since I played Super Mario RPG. So, Geno's got my vote. Let me know who you guys are voting for down in the comments. Geno, Spyro, or both. They're all good options. Anyway, that is it for this one. So, quick little sneak peek for tomorrow's matchup. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I think these are like 2 of my top 6 wanted characters. Oh, God. Okay, well, the matchup tomorrow is Agumon from the Digimon series. I think the Digivolving mechanic could be incredibly fun. But his opponent, another assist trophy that I've wanted for a long time, Isaac from Golden Sun, Golden Boy. Oh, man. That one, I'm going to have to think long and hard on that one. But that's the matchup. And then tomorrow's results should be fun to tally up because it's going to take forever. But that's all good. That's what happens with some of these matches. Tomorrow's results, we will get either Reimu from the Toho project, and her opponent from last week was Monster Hunter. So, fun fact, if Reimu ends up winning, and somehow Shantae ends up losing, I don't think Shantae's going to... I don't look at the results until I tally everything up. But if Shantae somehow loses and Reimu ends up winning, Reimu is going to face Shantae. I just want to see that match. I want to just see those fan bases collide. Go at it. Go at it. But that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.